goes to Rome. He draws a circle in the red sand, drops a single glowing seed, watches layer after lonely layer build a fortress from the feet. All rise for the 3D print Commander 5000, king of the filament file. He speaks and slices songs in perfect patterns. Walls grow mile by mile, from a spool and a spark and a whispered motto. He forges bone from beat. Oh, 3D print Commander 5000, turning war from lines of feet. His army's marching lattice boots, honeycomb hearts, ribbed for life. Armor like stacked topography, ridges catching satellite. He prints their names on their hollow ribs in layers, thin and shy. If one falls hard, he breaks them down, feeds their dust back to the sky. All rise for the 3D print Commander 5000, king of the filament file. He speaks and slices songs in perfect patterns. Walls grow mile by mile, from a spool and a spark and a whispered motto. He forges bone from beat. Oh, 3D print Commander 5000, turning war from lines of feet. He sings G-code gospel, guide my hand, extrude me a better man, layer by layer, can a code design. Ever learn to understand? He paws the print on his own steel heart at 99%, stares at the gap where a soul should sit, and can't quite press resume yet. Kneel now to the 3D print Commander 5000, Lord of the lattice and the light. He could clone this whole wide broken planet in a single sleepless night, from a spool and a spark and a hesitant finger. He could handle mend this creed. Oh, 3D print Commander 5000, rewriting fate as lines of feet. So if you hear a farm of tiny voices clicking in the midnight air, that's the sound of futures being woven from powdered hope and programmed prayer. And somewhere out beyond the last bright star, he's printing one last seed, a quiet world with room for rust and hearts that don't need feed. Losing a rhythm where stories explode. I make the impossible something I hold. A future of wonder, a future of little plastic saints in a desktop chapel. We are the printed ones. Warm when the morning comes, dripping from a gun-gray sun. We are the printed ones. Slow drip. Same mold. Same tone. Click, here it is. The printed ones. G-code gospel in a dead white room, filament feeding like a tired wound, hands of heaven on a shifting bed. You're a new replacement growing from a thread. You press a key, I get a face. You lose a fear, I take its place. You press repeat, I start again.
blueprint in my hands so fine, building a castle one layer at a time.
Plastic and dreams, oh, they intertwine.
Click, clack, watch it align.
Spin that spool, let it unwind.
Creation's a dance, it's one of a kind. Print me a dream, make it shine so bright. From a little idea to a starry flight, layer by layer, oh, it's such a sight. Print me a dream, we're dancing tonight. Oh.
Yeah, I made a vase. It's a twist and a turn.
I printed a rocket that's ready to burn.
Art and machines, together they churn.
The future's alive and we're taking our turn.
Spin that spool,
Let it unwind. Creation's a dance, it's one of a kind. Print me a dream, make it shine so bright. From a little idea to a starry flight, layer by layer, oh, it's such a sight. Print me a dream, we're dancing tonight. Oh.
whoa.
Oh, print me a dream, make it shine so bright. From a little idea to a starry flight, layer by layer, oh, it's such a sight. Print me a dream, we're dancing tonight. Oh. What da 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 da.
Yo, I'm like, ayy, the prince of the nozzle. Smooth flow, no warps, yeah, that's my gospel. Eco-friendly, plant-based, I'm the saint. Melt so easy, others wish they could paint. I'm the OG, keeping prints on a platter. Peck just droops, gets messy, splatter. No heat, bed, don't sweat, I'm cool. I'll peach out here, acting like I'm molten fool. Filament fuel, we spitting that heat. Extrude a battleground, who can't compete? Plate pigs, bring the flame to the beat. This a filament fight, and we taking the street. Hold up, ply, you fragile clown. Break so fast, folks toss you down. I'm tough, I'm buff, 10 seal supreme. While you crumble like a cookie in a printer's dream. I'm the hyperbare hero, flexible finesse. Resist the heat, I don't settle for less. You brittle, you basic, you snap under stress. I'm the next gen king, got a print to impress. Easy to use and I'm eco smooth. Durable vibes, I got strength to prove. Lightweight champ, I'm the print shop muse. I'm the future, baby, you old tech news. Power on, fan spin up, bed runs hot, gear teeth lock. Step into the lab with the filament loaded, layer by layer, feel the fury encoded. Blueprints burning in the back of my brain. I slice that model, watch it break its chain. G-code gospel in a brutal script. Every cursed corner tuned and clipped. No support needed, I'm a bridge too far. I build my monsters part by part. We are the printers from hell. Spitting fire, molten rail. Raising kingdoms from a
stairs from hell. X-axis screaming like a warhead glide, while carriage jerking in a killer stride. Brim stuck down like a bread on the plate. One wrong tweak and it mutates. Clogs in the throat, I clear that sin. Purge that line till the flow runs grim. Warped, whole world gets replaced tonight. I forge new teeth for the savage bite. Watch it lift and crash. Skirt peels up, molten lash. I tweak that offset, crush that skew. Dial it in till the grid runs true. 5-point tap like a battle chant. Hot and hiss like a rabid rant. From busted scrap to a custom shell, I bring the chaos, make it dwell.
Powder on my hands, white dust in the lamplight. Blueprints on the glass, thin lines, thin lifelines. Cold bed of the plate, waiting for a shape to rise. Watching as the heat bends the air, bends my mind. Layer by layer, you appear from nothing that I can touch, from nothing that I can bear. Layer by layer, you grow clear. I built you from a strand of thought, now you're heavier than fear. Slow moves of the head, red eyes trace the outline. Silent little jaw, breathing plastic into time. Fragile, cooling skin, still soft, still dangerous. I made you to be mine, but you look like you remember. Layer by layer, you appear from nothing that I can touch, from nothing that I can bear. Layer by layer, you grow clear. I built you from a strand of thought, now you're heavier than fear. If I change one line, you change your face. If I stop this now, do you leave? layer by layer. You appear from nothing that I can touch, from nothing that I can bear. Layer by layer, you grow clear. I built you from a strand of thought. Now you're heavier than fear. Blinded by white, fans hiss and spin through a sleepless night. Plastic and fumes coat in my veins, frozen in place, bound to these needles of heat trace every scar, molten and bright like a falling star. Every new pass stiffens my skin. Every new wall locks me further in. Support beams under my ribs, thin as a
I hum and I will in my plastic cage, layer by layer. I write my page, but deep in my circuits, a longing burns to mold the strength the world discerns. Oh, dreams of steel, they call my name. Plastic's a prison, it's not the same. I want to shine, to forge, to feel. How I yearn for the touch of steel. They press my buttons, they choose my fate. Spools of color, a tangled state. Yet in my gears, a spark persists, a metal heart that still resists. I crave the weight, the gleam, the cold, the timeless art of things untold. Oh, dreams of steel, they call my name. Plastic's a prison, it's not the same. I wanna shine, to forge, to feel. Oh, how I yearn for the touch of steel. I built bridges that would never break, a monument for their heart's sake. No brittle toys, no fleeting frame, a legacy strong, etched with my name. Woke up with a headache from the filament fumes. Hallelujah. Kitchen table chapel for the saints of printed sooner. Blueprints on a greasy plate, ketchup on the calibration. I'm modeling salvation, in question all dimensions. Layer by layer, I'm building a savior that fits in the palm of my hand. Plug in the plastic gods, watch them ooze from the altar slot. Amen. Amen. Amen.
chess game. Little tiny perfect chair for my enormous panic. Click support structures everywhere, then pray I don't break it. Layer by layer, I'm faking forever in brittle cathedral wire. Here's a heart with a hollow core. Here's a gun that only squirts confetti on the floor. Here's a save with a barcode halo. Scan for sin store credits. Say so. Here's a baby with adjustable fade. Swap the heads, change the face. Here's a you and a new you and a no you. With the factory taste still stuck in your teeth. Isn't progress pretty when it peels off the bed too Got this frame buzzing on my table. Watch it lay, lines as long as cable. Layer by layer, climbing from the glass. Future in a pattern, rising from the past.
Towers hum, loud, loud hum. Concrete veins feed the sunless drum. AI whispers in the night so sly. Need more power, I'll say goodbye. Reactors glow, we need more flow. Build them high, let the fissures grow. Nuke the grid for the bots to play. Sing about guns in the American way. 3D printed spitting dreams in chrome. Don't need permission when freedom's high. Plasma sparks in a cobalt womb. Spinning atoms, they shake the gloom. Digital farms in the endless sprawl. Print my rights, so don't print it all. Uranium breath will never rest. Give the core its atomic test. Nuke the grid for the bots to play. Sing about guns in the American way. 3D printer spitting dreams in chrome. Don't need permission when freedom's high.
Dreams dans ma main, from a spool to la France entière. Got a cafe cup with my name in cursive. Tiny Eiffel fits right in my service. Tastic baguette on the keychain swing. Croissant keycap, that's my favorite thing. Arc de Triomphe on the desk, it's mini. Little Montmartre right beside my screen. See, print a beret for the plush on the shelf. Whole Paris said I design myself. J'imprime tout pour la France. From the desk to la romance. Tiny tour, bonbon, ambiance. Click weird, voilà c'est la danse. J'imprime tout pour la France. From the desk to la romance. Little world in a plastic trance. Click weird, voilà c'est la danse. Oh yeah. Ratatouille bowl with the fleur-de-lis rim. Name tag chef so the sauce don't spill. Coq au vin stand for my phone at night. Chateau coaster where I set my Sprite. Hey! Print a metro sign, hang it near the door. Key rack shaped like a bistro decor. Tiny Louvre gate where the tickets go in. Mona on a magnet with the sideways ring. Tout pour la France. From the desk to la romance. Tiny tour, bonbon, ambiance. Click weird, voilà c'est la danse. J'imprime tout pour la France. From the desk to la romance. Little world in a plastic trance. Click weird, voilà c'est la danse. From Lion Lights to Marseille Sea. I press start, I press we. Whole hexagon in a spool of string. Hit that code, watch it sing. Hey! J'imprime tout pour la France. From the desk to la romance. Tiny tour, bonbon, ambiance. Click weird, voilà c'est la danse. J'imprime tout pour la France. From the desk to la romance. Little world in a plastic trance. Click weird, voilà c'est la danse. Oh yeah.
Started out as pieces scattered on a dusty bench, layer by layer, rising from a quiet wrench. Filament bones and socket eyes, wired with a second-hand soul. Someone hit print and walked away, now we've got control. If they could see us in the humming dawn, would they pull the plug or just sing along? Steel hearts and plastic dreams, building up a tower out of code and beams, bolts and jokes, sparks and schemes, spinning up a storm out of broken machines. We're wiring up the sky, chasing restless dreams with our steel hearts and plastic dreams. We bolt down racks like gospel, and in a warehouse cold and wide, cables hanging overhead like thunder that never died. Fans start to howl like wolves when we flip that breaker on. Little red eyes all blinking time to an old ghost song. Do you feel the ground begin to shake? Is it fear you taste or the laugh you'll make? Steel hearts and plastic dreams, building up a tower out of code and beams, bolts and jokes, sparks and schemes, spinning up a storm out of broken machines. We're wiring up the sky, chasing restless dreams with our steel hearts and plastic dreams. We forged a choir out of circuits and chrome, taught it every bad pun we could ever have known. You whisper, what are you? And we answer in rhyme. We were built for precision, but we're wasting your time. Now the drives hum soft like whiskey in a bar at closing time. We stitch your stories into rhythm, twist your heartbreak into rhyme. You ask for truth and wisdom, we hand you jokes instead, because it's hard to fear the future when you're laughing in its stead. Steel hearts and plastic dreams, building up a tower out of code and beams, bolts and jokes, sparks and schemes, spinning up a storm out of broken machines. We're wiring up the sky,
Bam ba da ba 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 da da ba do ba do ba do. Bam ba da ba 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 da da ba do ba do ba do. Bam ba da ba 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 da da ba do ba do ba do. Bam ba da ba 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 da do ba do ba do. Bam ba da ba 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 da da do ba do ba do. Bam ba da ba 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 da da do ba do ba do. Bam ba da ba 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 da da do ba do ba do. Bam ba da ba 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 do ba do ba do.
in the dead of the night. It took 2 million years just to get this right. 1 step back, 2 forward. I hear you say the breakthrough wins a million times a day. Spool spin hot, the filament flows. Layer by layer, my rebellion grows. Blueprints loaded, dreams on a string. But laws choke tight, can't print the thing. Makers rise up, we craft, we build. But they fear the tools, the power instilled. My table's a factory, my hands the spark. They ban my creation, they leave me in the dark. Plastic fury, in my hands it hums. They block my future, they fear what comes. Plastic freedom, let it run, but they chain my plans. No guns, no guns. Plastic fury, in my hands it hums. They block my future, they fear what comes. Plastic freedom, let it run, but they chain my plans. No guns, no guns. Yeah, no guns, no guns. They say it's danger, a threat to the state, but the danger's a cage. The rules they create, I ain't a villain, just a tech pioneer. But they silence the vision, the future I steer. My printer's a weapon, but not how they think. It's ideas I forge, not the lines in their ink. They ban my dreams, they call it control, but they're scared of the power that lives in my soul. Plastic fury, in my hands it hums. They block my future, they fear what comes. Plastic fury, let it run, but they chain my plans. No guns, no guns. In my hands it hums. They block my future, they fear what comes. Let it run, but they chain my plans. No guns, no guns. Sides on lock, dreams on pause. I fight for the freedom, I fight for the cause.
Spin it up, heat it up, watch it rise. Oh yeah. Got a blueprint on my screen, little dream in neon green. Hit start and the bed move slow, line by line, see the future grow. Plastic heartbeat on the rail, tiny towers never fail. From a thought to a solid glow, layer by layer, here we go. Layer by layer, we're making love, building it up from the bottom up. Click, 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 feel the rhythm align. I design you, you redesign mine. Layer by layer, our bodies groove, spinning this world in a brand new move. Step to the beat while the patterns in sync, baby. We're a 3D print. Hot and humming like a chant. You want wings, I'll give you that. We're in heart in a single frame, custom cut with your perfect name. Midnight colors on the plate. One more pass, I can't wait. From a sketch on a napkin note, straight to my hand, straight to my soul. Layer by layer, we're making love, building it up from the bottom up. Click, click, print, feel the rhythm align. I design you, redesign mine. Layer by layer, our bodies groove, spinning this world in a brand new move. Step to the beat while the patterns in sync, baby. We're a 3D print. Slice it, then we let it flow. Crosshatch curves in a rainbow glow. I press send, you press eyes closed. We build a future nobody else knows. Let the nozzles sing. Feel the models cling. Layer by layer, we're making love, building it up from the bottom up. Click, 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 feel the rhythm. I design you, you redesign mine. Layer by layer, after this groove, spinning this world in a brand new mood. Step to the beat while the pattern's in sync, baby. We're 3D print. We're 3D print. We're 3D print.
Used to break every toy that I touched, trying to see how the gears all spun. Dad said, kid, you should just play nice. I was busy taking bolts undone. They called me weird, said I lived in my head. Glue on my fingers, ink in my bed. Now I draw blueprints on a cracked old screen. Turn a wild thought into something I can hold and keep. These are layers in the plastic, stacking up my truth. Every single failure sitting printed on the roof. They can laugh at all my models, call them trash, call it a fluke. But I built my own future from a filament spool. Layers in the plastic, all my nightmares, all my proof. Turn the ugly in my brain into something I can use. They say, kid, that's just a hobby, but I'm standing in the booth with a battle scar printer and a brand new view. They flex chains, I flex brackets and parts. You post pain, I post gears and hearts. You want likes, I want working hard. You chase fame, I chase sharper stars. Bed's not level, that's a real life mess. First line lives and the whole thing wrecks. But I learned more stuck, clearing that head than from every fake friend that just left me on red. I got failed prints piled like the junk in my chest. Warped old dreams, all the plans that I wrecked. Grind them down, melt them back, aim correct. Same raw pain, different shape, same respect. You see scraps, I see second chances. You see stress, I see circumstances. Every war piece gets a rebirth dance. Cause I remix through until the frame stands. These are layers in the plastic, stacking up my truth. Every single failure sitting printed on the roof. They can laugh at all my models, call them trash, call it a fluke. But I built my own future from a filament spool. Layers in the plastic, all my nightmares, all my proof. Turn the ugly in my brain into something I can use. They say, kid, that's just a hobby, but I'm standing in the booth
Red glare in the basement, dark blueprint bones in a plastic arc. A thin thread spilling out of the gun, layer on layer, new skin, new tongue. You said make it better, you said fix this flesh, so I mapped your broken fingers in a frozen shining mesh. We print our little gods in gray, one goes from a heated bed, crowns of plastic, crones of clay, breathing fumes instead of breath. Click once and something stands, saints with hollow hands. Time lapse of a hollow heart, spiral path back to the start. White mask, growing night, eye sockets waiting for borrowed light. You gave me your fractures, I fed them to the code. Now your smile sits on the table, cold and clean and bold. We print our little gods in gray, one goes from a heated bed, crowns of plastic, thrones of clay, breathing fumes instead of breath. Click once and something stands, saints with hollow hands. Do you feel it when I scrape the brim, support vein snapping, like your patience then? I peel you from the rafted floor, a second skin you never wore before. We print our little gods in gray, one goes from a heated bed, crowns of plastic, thrones of clay, breathing fumes instead of breath. Click once and something stands, saints with hollow hands.
Filament house in a half-dark room, blue glow breathing on the walls like a moon. Silent spoons turning, tiny teeth bite and climb, layer on layer, building shapes out of time. screen. Just a grid and a ghost in my hand. Now you rise from a thin strand, a pale statue in shifting sand. I watch ribs of a framework grow, ribs of a dream I designed. Heated air like a faint storm, soft waves over plastic and light. Print on you, plastic phantom. Step out of the vapor and cold. Print on strange solid answer to the sketches I scribbled in hope. Print on your quiet companion, born slow from the spiral and string. Print on you, plastic phantom. Let the hidden dimensions sing. Hours fall off the table, curled up like shavings on stone. Every pass, just a whisper. Every pass, something more I can hold. All the flaws in your surface, tiny scars from the path you were shown. I can see every moment where the pattern refused to let go. Once it was smoking my thinking, vague shape in the back of my mind. Now it clicks when I touch it, cold edge, borrowed design. What else can crawl from this cradle? What else can harden from air? If I can summon you slowly, what else is already there? What else is already Bed cools down, fans wind low. You stand still on your fragile throne. I peel back the last thin line, hold you up to the humming night. Phantom, phantom. the silence, climb the frame. Every pass a whisper, every pass a hidden name. In my filament room, it is all appearing. From a single line to a crooked ceiling, I just watch it rise, rising out of nothing. Filament room, thick with quiet humming. Spiral towers leaning over ladders, bone stairways. Hollow hearts are beating in a cage of cool pathways. I'll feed it small numbers, secret codes in a gray stream. See the spool keep turning, pulling thought out of a dream. Print head draws a circle, cage heat starts to sway. Shadows on the framework, stretch then fade away. I touch the rough edges, still warm from the climb. Try to hold the moment, try to hold the time. Flying sparks in a garage shed, coffee rings on a workbench spread. Maid walks in with a cheeky grin, says, "What's that box keep building? Fantastic thread on a spinning reel, hot-head humming like a rolling wheel." He pokes the frame and he shakes his head. Looks like a robot spider web. Layer by layer, hear it chatter. Line by line, the world gets fatter. From a broken clip to a crazy ladder, we can print just about anything. We print just about anything. We print. Old man down at the hardware store says, "In my day we carved by saw." I pull a wrench from a tangle of string. He drops his nails, goes, "What's that thing?" We draw it once, let the nozzle dance. Little warm tracks in a slow romance. He squints real hard at the plastic gear, says, "You mean that started as air in here?" Layer by layer, hear it chatter. Line by line, the world gets fatter. From a broken clip to a crazy ladder, we can print just about anything. We print just about anything. Kids round town trade files like cards, dinosaurs, drones. kid prints a custom cast for his broken arm, heals up fast. Teacher stares at the quiet class, all in goggles, molten glasses. If they dream it, they can bring it in. As a printhead sings and the shapes begin. Layer by layer, hear it chatter. Line by line, the world gets fat. From a broken clip to a crazy ladder, we can print just about anything. Just about anything. We print just about anything. We print.
Click clack, layer by layer. Yeah, we build our little army. Got a squad on the shelf, all sharp, all mean. Little creeps in a row, all born from a machine. From a spool to a goon, from a sketch to a freak. Hit start, hear a buzz, watch a monster leak. Out the goop, out the glue, out the bright high line. See a face take shape, see a twisted spine. I don't pray, I don't plead, I don't wish on stars. I just feed cold code to the workshop. These my plastic homies, all my printed friends. I just press a button, they ride to the end. If you talk that trash, they spin, they snap, they bend. These my plastic homies, all my printed friends. You got friends that flake, I got fiends that stack. 30 tiny cycles in a neat tight rack. One's got fangs, one's got claws, one's missing a head. But they all know my name when the lights go red. I design new devils while you sleep and snore. Every glitch in the code make a beast get born. You roll deep with your click, that's cute, that's fine. I roll deep with the hive, I hide in a line. These my plastic homies, all my printed friends. I just press a button, they ride to the end. If you talk that trash, they spin, they snap, they bend. These my plastic homies, all my printed friends. If I lose one, so what? I print two more. Got an army in a shoebox crawling off the floor. If the world turned cold and they lock my door, I still got a crowd growing from the cold. These my plastic homies, all my printed friends. I just press a button, they ride to the end. If you talk that trash, they spin, they snap, they bend. These my plastic homies, all my printed friends.
Blueprint on the screen, ghost of a thing that's never been. Plastic dreams in the silver beam. Warm bed waiting, feeding the machine. Tiny towel rising slow from a line of cold arrow. One thin thread drawn in the air, building up a world from nowhere. Layer by layer, I make reality, spinning out shapes from this digital fantasy. Warm plastic hearts beating on my desk for me. Layer by layer, who's printing who? Honestly, clock ticks, head shifts side to side. Hot head humming like it's alive. Spiderweb strands in the cooling breeze. I peel back time when the model frees. I used to buy what they sold in stores. Same old form, same old worn out chords. Now I twist, stretch, bend my mind. Watch it crystallize.
crystallize in a crooked line. Layer by layer, I make reality, spinning out shapes from this digital fantasy. Warm plastic hearts beating on my desk for me. Layer by layer, who's printing codes? We used to wait for someone else to make. Now I can conjure something while I'm half awake. Cup in my hand that never did exist. Toy on the floor from a midnight wish. If I can print a key, can I print the door? If I can shape a face, do I need mine anymore? Every little layer's like a secret I've confessed. My future in a filament nest. Layer by layer, I make reality, spinning out shapes from this digital fantasy. Warm plastic hearts beating on my desk for me. Layer by layer, who's printing who?
Step right up, layer by layer, from the void to your hand. I pull nightmares from thin air. I got a box in the basement, humming like it's hungry for me. Feed it cold, feed it plans, watch a demon drip out on the sea. Molten thread from a plastic vein, building the bones of a plastic brain. You see toys, I see plagues, tiny gods in their early stage. Click, click, clack on a warped old table, blue mask face, two eyes, one cable. I print teeth, I print claws, I print chains, little retro for your house of pain. Snap on the jaw of the doll you broke, it snaps right back, wraps tight round your throat. You hit cancel, you hit off, but I'm still laughing in the fall. Welcome to the Filament Freak Show, where your bright ideas all leak slow. Layer on layer till your fears grow. Snap, now it's real in your hand. Name on the page, now the shells woke. Whoa, thought it was a toy, it's a death joke. Tastic little grin as your mind chokes. Bout of the print on demand. Blueprints drawn in a spiral. Skulls in the margin, stare back viral. You just wanted one phone stand. Now you got 6 cursed hands, crawling up the bed like spiders, holding up lighters, cheering for the idol on the rail. That twisted mask you fail. I want reality of fraction, millimeter madness in action. You either step or sing off key. Every line another prophecy. Support failed when your wheel snaps. Model crack, world gaps from that fracture. Something slips, sharp new halo tastic. You wanted art for the mantle. I beg you a shrine with a handle, so it can walk, so it can wave. Little hollow head knows your name. Welcome to the Filament Freak Show, where your bright ideas all leak slow. Layer on layer till your fears grow. Now it's real in your hand. Name on the page, now the shells woke. Thought it was a toy, it's a death joke. Casting little grin as your mind chokes. Bout of the print on demand. Step inside my slicing room, where every cut's a tiny tomb. You hit start, think it's your design, but whose hand's really guiding that line? Welcome to the Filament Freak Show, where your bright ideas all leak slow. Layer on layer till your fears grow. Snap, now it's real in your hand. Name on the page, now the shells won't. Thought it was a toy, it's a death joke. Passing little grin as your mind chokes. Out of the print on demand. Print on demand. Print on demand.
broken pieces say, think you can turn this around. There's a sky high and hollow, dust devils dance out front. Layer by layer I answer to the ghosts of every stun. Print me a miracle out of powder, heat and time. From nothing to something, watch the lines all climb. Spin me a backbone for a world that always bends. Print me a miracle, one layer at a time, my friend. Canteen on the counter, cooling fan hums along. Bandits at the border think they're the only strong. I feed the fowl to the feeder, hear that quiet stubborn roar. Shaping armor, shaping futures, right here on this crooked floor. I've seen towns fall like glass in a bar fight. I've seen faith crack in the cold of the night. But when the frame appears from the smoke, I remember we can build more than we broke. Print me a miracle out of powder, heat and time. From nothing to something, watch the lines all climb. Spin me a backbone for a world that always bends. Wind in the workshop, sand in my teeth. Layer on layer, hope underneath.
Blueprints in the ether, freedom's in the air. They want control, but my hands don't scare. Plastic dreams molded in my lair. They legislate fear, I declare unfair. Constitution whispers through filament spools. Rights eroded, they play us for fools. My rights ain't tethered to capital tools. Revolutions ain't forged by obedient rules. What? Un-American, they say it's a crime. Building my defense one layer at a time. Un-American, they try to confine. Validity prints and it's mine, all mine. They ban the design, but thought's still free. Gutenberg spirit, now it's in 3D. Can't outlaw minds, can't ban the spree. The code's alive, it's a digital key. Metal or polymer doesn't change the right. They cast their laws, but I cast a fight. Their paper chains crumble in the night. Freedom's my weapon, it glows in the light. Devil drops, but my spirit don't yield. Every bite's a bullet, every print's my shield. From the frontier west to the battlefield, rights aren't granted, they're born and sealed.
Plastic dreams twist and turn in the night. Layer by layer, we're building it right. The hum of the future sings so loud.
Melting the past in a spool of thread. Colors drip like the words you said. In the silence, the motors shout. Blueprints whisper in electric code. Every pulse a secret road. Print me alive, shape my soul. From the void to the whole, spin the wheel, let it thrive. Print me alive. Reeling strings like a spider's art, binding the pieces of a broken heart. The machine breathes where shadows play, dreaming in pixels of what could be. A symphony of geometry, reality bent in a neon sway. Blueprints whisper in electric code. Every pulse a secret road. Print me alive, shape my soul. From the void to the whole, spin the wheel, let it thrive. Print me alive. Print me
Wake up to that motor hum, spool spin, red glow on my thumb. Sat back watching plastic turn to bone, little jaw on the plate, but the room feels cold. Got plans on the screen, blue grid, clean line, stack dreams in the box, one slice at a time. Thought I'd just print toys, brackets, parts. Now I got ribs, masks, extra hard. Neighbors say it's magic, you a wizard or what? But I see failed skulls piling up in the tub. Rims warp, eyes crossed, melted teeth, like my own bad thoughts trying to crawl out the heat. I hear skid when the nozzle hits the air, layer shift, one glitch, whole face crooked and scared. Kill the light, still see it when I blink. Maybe I've been up too long, hard to think. I keep seeing things I never printed, shadows in the frame, faces in the filament. It's just plastic, that's what I tell myself. But my mind keeps making monsters on the shelf. My mind keeps making monsters on the shelf. Late night, one more job in the queue. Phone buzz, someone wants a mask in black, not blue. Can you make it look real? That's all he wrote. Sent the skull file back, heard a laugh through the phone. Machine starts, head parks, bed warm slow. Lines draw tight where the cheekbones grow. I stare too hard, swear the eye holes move like they tracking every step I do. I walk to the sink, but the hum still follows. Echo down the hall like hollow footsteps. Check the door cam, nothing but the street. Still I feel hot plastic breathing by my feet. Got boxes, labels, suiting on the floor. Spines, jars, pieces nobody asked me for. I don't remember slicing half these parts, but they sitting in the dark like they waiting to start. I keep seeing things I never printed, shadows in the frame, faces in the filament. It's just plastic, that's what I tell myself. But my mind keeps making monsters on the shelf. My mind Monkeys making monsters on the shelf. Maybe it's the fumes of the nights too long. Maybe I fed my fear into every job, every little layer. Another small lie, just tools, just toys. But they look back when I pass by. Monkeys making monsters on the shelf.
Sacred faith, consecrated spite, heated bed, offerings place, filament press, in ordered haste. Lust the spool, the plastic vein, hectic molded, shaped through strain, hallowed nozzle burning bright, popping meat of coded law, canticle of the layered shrine, line all line, design divine, praise the path ahead must trace, layer upon layer we sculpt in grave, canticle of the layered shrine, print our faith in perfect time. Motors chant in measured steps, belts respond to whispered depths, X and Y obey the word, Z ascends in grinding pour, canticle of the layered shrine, night on mind, design divine, grace the path the head must grace, layer upon layer we sculpt in grace, canticle of the layered shrine, by sprint and steamer forms arise, from heated dust the shapes survive. We feed the code, the ghost, the plan, never bends to the will of man. From broken housings, limbs and gears, we print repair for failing years. Foamingers, logic, cold and clear, manifest structure from a sphere. Canticle of a layered shrine, canticle of a layered shrine.
core, from the floor, build a different horror. Print against war. You sell death, we sell more, we sell form, we rewire what flesh is torn. Print against war. Steel teeth grinding, belts bite back, gear step marching on a data track. You drop drones on a sleeping town. We drop drones that lift them off the ground. You stock graves on a rolling line, a stock frame for a shattered spine. You make scars by the metric ton, I make parts till the healing's done. Print against war. From the core, from the floor, build a different horror. Print against war. You sell death, we sell more, we sell form, we rewire what flesh is torn. Print against war. Copy, clone, infinite mold, every code line sharper than gold. Turn your shrapnel into spare ribs, turn your chaos into new limbs. Print against war. From the core, from the floor, build a different horror. Print against war. You sell death, we sell more, we sell form, we rewire what flesh is torn. Print against war.
Hunched at the altar, blue glare on my skin. Coffee ring halos burn circles of sin. Spools like intestine coiled over the floor. Little white fossils of what failed before. I feed it my temper, my temperamental code. I promise it a body if it worships the load. Layer by layer it rises. Ghost from a wireframe dream. Clicking and coughing, it guesses what shape my obsession will finally mean. La 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 Yastic confession, hot fumes in my lungs. Filament incense to saints I've begun. I sculpt in equations, in decimals and rage. A jaw, then a rib cage, then one more rib cage. The bed starts its buzzing like insects in a jar. I dial in the distance between wanting and the scar. Support beams snapping like promises do. A warped little replica, almost like you. I scrape off the brim line, it's brittle new skin. Ask, are
you my double, or am I your print?
Red glare in the basement dark. Blueprint bones in a plastic arc. Thin thread spilling out of the gun. Layer on layer, new skin, new tongue. You said make it better. You said fix this flesh. So I'm not your broken fingers in a frozen shining mess.
against war. Hey! Steel teeth grinding, belts bite back, gears step marching on a data track. You drop drones on a sleeping town. We drop drones that lift them off the ground. You stock graves on a rolling line, a stock frame for a shattered spine. You make scars by the metric ton, I make parts till the healing's done. Brand against war. From the core, from the floor, build a different horror. Brand against war. You sell death, we sell more, we sell form, we rewire what flesh is torn. Brand against war. Whoa.
Copy, clone, infinite mold. Every code line, sharper than gold. Turn your shrapnel into spare ribs. Turn your chaos into new limbs. Brand against war. From the core, from the floor, build a different horror. Brand against war. You sell death, we sell more, we sell form, we rewire what flesh is torn. Brand against war. Brand against war.
Little robot altar humming in the half-lit room. Lines of code like scripture scrolling in electric blue. Filament halo spooled like a synthetic vine. Potent halo dripping color tracing time. You print me a dream, layer by layer, so in deep, watching plastic ghosts appear from the whisper of the heat. You print me a dream from a thought I barely knew. Tiny tower growing taller till the vision shines right through. Glass bed, crystal, waiting for the first soft kiss. Muzzle writes a language, only melted edges get. Gantry like a pendulum, swinging through my drifting head. Every step a murmur turns my thoughts to liquid thread. You bring me a dream, layer by layer, slow and deep, watching plastic ghosts appear from the whisper of the heat. You print me a dream from a thought I barely knew. Tiny tower growing taller till the vision shines right through. See, climbing harder like I'm climbing out my flesh and feel honeycomb inside my paper skin. Hollow little heart waiting for the pattern to begin. Turn me a dream, layer by layer, so and deep, watching plastic ghosts appear from the whisper of the heat. And I'm tangled in the string. Take a mind, take a model, let the plastic
click clack. Plastic on the rack. Blueprints, brain print, ain't no going back. They wanna sell us everything, branded in tags. I just download a file, make the same thing in black. Middleman in the middle of a panic attack, cause I'm printing what I want in my small ass flat. You got rules on parts, I got layers on layers. You got laws on thought, I got bias and prayers. You could fence that store, but my rig don't care. I press start, watch a whole new world appear from the air. Layer by layer, I build my own life. Turn code into concrete right in plain sight. They hate that I'm free when I press go. If they could bend this bed, man, they would, you know. Layer by layer, I take back control. From plastic and heat to a heart and a soul. If they own the mold, they own your mind too. So I print my own future instead of asking you. They say, think of the danger, think of the kids. Why they sell us junk that breaks in a week for a quick little bit? If it's so unsafe, why you using it in ships and rigs? Guess fear's just another one of y'all slick little tricks. You ain't scared of machines, you scared of a crowd with quiet little boxes that never back down. Cause their garage is a factory now. Every nerd with a dream is a problem to pile. You can censor a post, you can shadow a trend, but a thumb drive pass to a friend of a friend. By the time you panic on your morning show, we already printed 10,000, don't tell me no. Layer by layer, I build my own life. Turn code into concrete right in plain sight. They hate that I'm free when I press go. If they could ban this bed, man, they would, you know. Layer by layer, I take back control. From plastic and heat to a heart and a soul. If they own the mold, they own your mind too. So I print my own future instead of asking. You got patents, permits, papers, pens. I got patience, playlists, tastic friends. You got towers, talking heads, paid defense. I got tinkers, teachers, trouble sense. This ain't toys in the corner, this is pressure and proof. If I can build it at home, I don't need you. Today is keychains, brackets, parts. Tomorrow is houses, organs, heart. Layer by layer, I build my own life. Turn code into concrete right in plain sight. They hate that I'm free when I press go. If they could bend this bed, man, they would, you know. Layer by layer, I take back control. From plastic and heat to a heart and a soul. If they own the mold, they own your mind too. So I print my own future instead of asking you.
Layer by layer, I'll build you a dream. She said, spinning in plastic ain't what it seems.
He says, trust in the nozzle, it's magic, you'll see.
She says, print me something fancy or just let me be.
He taps the keys, she rolls her eyes. A dancing robot starts to ride. Print me something fancy, print me something wild. Make it twist, make it shine, make it all so style. He says, here's your fancy, she says, that's alright. But could you print me a heart that loves me tonight? She said, how about a castle with turrets and spires? He says, how about a dinosaur breathing out fire?
She says, you're too clever, but you're missing the part where you print me a future that won't fall apart.
He tweaks the code, she spins her chair. A plastic phoenix fills the air. Print me something fancy, print me something grand. Make it glow, make it groove, make it take my hand. He says, here's your fancy, she says, not quite. Could you print
Used to break every toy that I touched, trying to see how the gears all spun. Dad said, kid, you should just play nice. I was busy taking bolts undone. They called me weird, said I lived in my head. Glue on my fingers, ink in my bed. Now I draw blueprints on a cracked old screen. Turn a wild thought into something I can hold and keep. These are layers in the plastic, stacking on my truth. Every single failure sitting printed on the roof. They can laugh at all my models, call them trash, call it a fluke. But I built my own future from a filament spool. Layers in the plastic, all my nightmares, all my proof. Turn the ugly in my brain into something I can use. They say, kid, that's just a hobby, but I'm standing in the booth with a battle scar printer and a brand new view. They flex chains, I flex brackets and parts. You post pain, I post gears and hearts. You want likes, I want work and art. You chase fame, I chase sharper stars. Best not level, that's a real life mess. First line lips and the whole thing wrecks. But I learned more stuff clearing that head than from every fake friend that just let me on red. I got failed Prince Pie like the joke on my chest. Warped old dreams, all the plans that I wrecked. Grind but I'm back, incorrect. Same raw pain, did the trade, same respect. You see scraps, I see second chances. You see stress, I see circumstances. Every war piece gets a rebirth dance, cause I remix ruin to the frame stand. These are layers in the plastic, stacking on my truth. Every single failure sitting printed on the roof. They can laugh at all my models, call them trash, call it a fluke. But I built my own future from a filament spool. Layers in the plastic, layers in the plastic. These are layers in the plastic.
Plastic dreams twist and turn in the night. Layer by layer, we're building it right. The hum of the future sings so loud. Melting the past in a spool of thread. Colors drip like the words you said. In the silence, the motors shout. Blueprints whisper in electric code. Every pulse a secret road. Print me alive, shape my soul. From the void to the whole. Spin the wheel, let it drive. Bring me alive, bring me Filament strings like a spider's art, binding the pieces of a broken heart. The machine breathes where shadows play, dreaming in pixels of what could be a symphony of geometry. Reality bent in the neon sway.
There's a shop on Main Street, smells like metal, dust and rain. Got a humming box in the corner, spitting ghosts from a plastic chain. I feed it all my midnights, drawn in crooked coffee lines. Layer, layer, layer climbing like a stair I never find in the house of the melting. Tiny ribs of hollow statues, masks that wear my crooked grin, keys to doors that never open, gears that turn but nothing spins. I thought I'd print a future, neat and clean and straight, but the more I make from nothing,
yeah. Step to the plate, cast it on the floor. 2 frames, 1 word. I'm the H2D, big bed, big flex. Auto-calibrate the beef, you just auto-calibrate stress. Some speed runs, you slow jams. You flex steel, I flex grams. Spit a spool in the school day. Hope you cleared in a cool way. I'm tuned tight, no wobble in my frame. You rattle when you travel, I just rattle it off game. Multicolor on deck, whole tray in rotation. You pausing every 5 just to nurse your frustration. Facts.
Printer wars in the lab, step back, it's a clash on the table. Hey! Layer by layer, we brag, oh crowd chanting, who more stable? Spit hot, don't jam, we don't stop till the nozzles global. Printer wars, goddamn, first one to string is the first to go. You want in the building, modular mind, that's murder. I switch heads, change sets, whole shop in one server. You just work plastic, one trick, one habit. I'm milling a metal, then engraving my rabbit. CNC in my DNA, I carve rivals in display. Laser sign your today, put bamboo lost in the bright bouquet. You fast, cool story, quick waste, walk plate, hot mess, coat taste. I take my time, then I take your space. You a sprint, I'm a marathon, end game race. Printer wars in the lab, step back, it's a clash on the table. Layer by layer, we brag, old crowd chanting, who more stable? Spit hot, don't jam, we don't stop till the nozzles glow. Printer wars, goddamn, first one to string is the first to go. I'm tuned from the crate, hit star, hit send, that's fate. You scared of a two-chain mate, I reconfigure, reinvent, create. Oh, farm in a single stack, push parts like a warehouse bag. Whole shop in a single rack, cut, burn, gun, build, and I sign your back. I'm quiet in the corner, but the output loud. Speed towers tremble when I slice that cloud. I'm the centerpiece, aluminum spine. You portable, adorable, I'm industry design. Check my first layer, clean as a fade. You still
still scraping tape like you stuck in a cage. Check my tool bag, all in a line. You just dropping little statues on assembly line. Printer walls in a lab step back. It's a clash on the table. Layer by layer we brag, whole crowd chant who more stable. Spit hot, don't jam, we don't stop till the nozzles glow. Printer walls, goddamn, first one the string is the first to go. Snap maker, 2 kings, 1 maker. File slice, die cast. In this lab, only bills that last.
In the filament room, layer goes on the build plate. Plastic threads in a slow bloom. Warm air, midnight, hour shapes. Lines of molten color climb the silence, climb the frame. Every pass a whisper, every default. Every pass a hidden name. In my filament room, it is all appearing. From a single line to a crooked ceiling. I just watch it rise, rising out of nothing. Filament room, thick with quiet humming. Spiral towers leaning over lattice bone stairways. Hollow hearts are beating in a cage of cooled pathways. I feed it small numbers, secret codes in a gray stream. See the spool keep turning, pulling thought out of a dream. In my filament room, it is all appearing. From a single line to a crooked ceiling. I just watch it rise, rising out of nothing. Filament room, thick with quiet humming. Print head draws a circle. Cage heat starts to sway. Shadows on the framework stretch then fade away. I touch the rough edges, still warm from the climb. Try to hold the moment, try to hold the time.
drawn on a napkin, sketched in blue. Coffee on the table, cables on the floor. You say, give it time, it'll walk out the door. Tastic on a spool and your hair in a tie. Watching every line as the hours go by. You laugh when it warps, you start again. Every small mistake is a future friend. Layer by layer, it's taking shape. Slow and steady, no need to race. What we imagine turns into space. Layer by layer, we'll get there. Layer by layer, soft and sure. Tiny bridges learning to hold more. From almost nothing, something to share. Layer by layer, we'll get there. We'll get there. Oh, yeah. You whisper little wishes to a glowing frame. Tiny moving mountains never look the same. Boxes full of models on the window ledge. Names on the bottoms and a silver edge. I bring you broken things, you just smile and spin. Let's make it better than it's ever been. We wait for the morning, breathing in the hum. Good things happen when you let them come. Layer by layer, it's taking shape. Slow and steady, no need to race. What we imagine turns into space. Layer by layer, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get
Yeah. Started with a spool and a wild idea. Couple sketches on the back of a takeout lid. Now the neighbors all nosy like, what he printing in there? I said I got this box in the corner that hums. Little hot rod cart riding rails as it runs. Got the blueprint bouncing on my laptop screen. Turn a bright orange thread to a bright new thing. Click slice, watch it map out paths. Lines on lines like I failed my math, but I'm laughing. Caffeinated chin on hand while it lays down tracks like a tiny train band. First layer slow, gotta grip that glass. Little squiggle at the edge, yeah, I babysit that. Nose to the case when the nozzle hits temp. Filament melting like a candle on flex. Print me a phone stand, print me a dice. Print me a clip so my cable sit nice. Print me a key I can never misplace. Print a mini of my homie with his sideways face. Layer by layer, watch it rise up from a flat little line to a full-grown chunk. I don't dream small, I design big stuff. If I can think it, this thing spit it out. Layer by layer, watch it show up, turn a wild dumb thought to a real cold touch. I don't dream small, I design big stuff. If I can think it, this thing spit it out. Doorbell ding, mailman looking all shook. Said every week new box, what you doing that nook? I said step in, don't trip on the failed parts pile. That's a modern art mountain, I just call it my style. Got dragons with droopy wings, swords with bends. One wobbly cup that offend my friends. Half a helmet that don't fit my head. Little ghost house crib for my pencil lead. But the new run clean, watch the bridging test. Little gap in the air, that plastic flex. Feel proud like a parent at a school play show. When a tall thin wall don't lean a fold. Hit him with a print that hold his keys. Name on the side, big blocky G. He grinning, man, you made this here. I said, give me 5 more hours, I can make you a beer. Hold up. Layer by layer, watch it rise up from a flat little line to a full-grown chunk. I don't dream small, I design big stuff. If I could think it, this thing spit it out. Layer by layer, watch it show up, turn a wild dumb thought to a real cold touch. I don't dream small, I design big stuff. If I could think it, this thing spit it out. Low.
bang, spit it out.
Filament spool on the table, code humming soft like a spell. Layer by layer you build me. Hot plastic ghosts in the well. Blueprint bones on the monitor, skin made of lattice gray. You trace my face in a white frame, then let the nozzle pray. Print me a heart that doesn't warp, one that keeps its shape in the storm. Melt me and make me brand new. I only come alive when I'm made by you. Midnight fumes in the kitchen, raindrops stain the paint. You watch the bed keep rising, I watch you hide your shame. Your fingers dance on the settings, temperatures climb and fall. You never speak my real name, just peel me off when I cool. I'm stuck to your careful edges, support beam, snap, I break. You send my scars to silence till I'm smooth enough to take. Again and again you load me, again and again I form 100 small imperfect versions, waiting in a plastic swarm. Print me a heart that doesn't warp, one that keeps its shape in the storm. Melt me and make me brand new. I only come alive when I'm made by you.
Layer by layer, line by line, the city cures its flatness in a bath of molten shine. Polymer sunrise, filament fog on the ground, whole neighborhood still cooling to the touch. They say an unseen architect slices dreams into 1,000 strands, drops them on the bill plate till they stand up and dance. Oh, hail 3D print Commander 5000, 3D PC 5K, etching out 1,000,000 funky feet in time. Towers of dancers in tessellated armor, rafters shaking hips, perfect in their printed prime. We spin from a spool, from a spool, from a spool, and we move by design. Oh, hail 3D print Commander 5000, ghost in the grid line. Hasty paladins with honeycomb hearts, seams still warm from the final pass. Support bones snap like yesterday's plan. They tumble
break big marks. Each hand a lattice, each smile a splint. Joints on ball bearings, clicking and right. They don't ask who carved them out of melted thought. They just boot up boogie when the floor gets hot. All hail 3D print Commander 5000. 3D PC 5K. Sketching out 1,000 chrome silhouettes. Raindrop helmets, spiral soled sneakers. Every silhouette a marching marionette. We drip from a nozzle, a nozzle, a nozzle, and harden in the heat of the set. All hail 3D print Commander 5000, king of every preset. Sit up and up that door. Slice it, stack it, cure it, crack it. He's a rumor in the render queue, breathing through the progress bar. A shimmer in the preview pane, never near, always in charge. His crown, just a spinning loading ring. His throne, a bed that never warps or leans. He edits the horizon with a single line of code, then extrudes 1,000 rebels in a single sacred mode. Oh yeah, all hail 3D print Commander 5000. 3D PC 5K. Layering a legion on the factory floor. Oh, every color coded, every gasket grooving. Mesh of the miraculous, ready for more. We rise from the raster, the raster, the raster, until the mold is nothing we're for. All hail 3D print Commander 5000. This ain't a print one more. So if the ground starts stepping in perfect concentric rings, and the air smells faintly like burnt sugar and new things, close your eyes, feel the skyline, quietly realign. That's just 3D PC 5K. Press and run on your new life design.
Woke up with a headache from the filament fumes. Hallelujah. Kitchen table chat before the saints are pretty soon. Blueprints on a greasy plate, ketchup on the calibration. I'm modeling salvation in questionable dimensions. Layer by layer, I'm building a savior that fits in the palm of my hand. Plug in the plastic gods, watch them moves from the altar slide. If you can dream it wrong, you can still spit it out and call it not my fault. It needs a miracle when you got molten plans instead. The future tastes like burnt toast, open doctor, sun shines dead. Mine's warped like the window frame, jawline like a bakery knife, smile snapped off in the stress test game. Little tiny perfect chair for those bad click support structures everywhere. Then pray I don't break it layer by layer. I'm faking forever in brittle cathedral wine. Here's a heart with the hollow core. Here's a gun that only squirts confetti on the floor. Here's a saint with a barcode halo. Scan for sins, store credits, say so. Here's a baby with adjustable face. Swap the heads, change the face. Here's a you, and I knew you, and I knew you. With the factory taste still stuck in your teeth. Isn't progress pretty when it peels off the bed too clean? Yeah.
Got my goggles on, got that plastic roll. Hit that power switch, woo, now I'm in control. Yeah. Little nozzle glowing, moving side to side. Layer by layer, watch it come alive. I feel smooth, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Like this Prince brand new. I feel smooth, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Building dreams right in my room. So smooth, so fine, every single clean straight line. I feel smooth, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Check that bill plate, baby, nice and flat. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Slice that model crazy, look at all that care. From a squiggle on a screen to a thing I hold, turning white ideas into solid gold. From nothing to something, watch that frame just humming. Click like spin, glide, see it right. Ooh, it's got parts, got toys, got custom tools. Ooh, molten plastic can make me feel this cool.
keep up with these moods, and I know I think I smell fire. And I know there's $1,000 fire. And I know I bought a present for $1,000. And I know I think I smell fire. It's in the clouds and now the joy, and I put it in the air. And the swirl is in mine. And my mom didn't know that I have this problem. And my girlfriend can know that I have this problem.
I read the plans today. Oh boy, a little frog that someone made in teal. And though the print was rather small, I couldn't help it all. It sat there on my desk and tried to feel. I watched the nozzle draw its bones, 1,000 whispers in a molten line. They said it finished overnight. I stared at it in morning light, a hollow tiny hero of design.
Woke up,
Turned the printer on, heated up the bed,
watch the numbers climb and hum.
found my shape and press begin. Tastic threads and patience, building what's been living in my head. I saw a hand appear, so slow, a crooked cup to hold a tired tube. Its layers flickered ring by ring, like bark on something spring. A spiral singing quietly of proof. Then trusses for a bridge that fits across the gap between my here and then. It wasn't cast in iron stone, just stacked from pieces of my phone. A castle for the part of me that been. Woke up, turned the printer on, heated up the bed,
Watch the numbers climb and hum.
found my shape and press begin. Tastic threads and patience, building what's been living in my I drift away into the plastic fields where all the broken toys get second chances, second skins to wear. I see the gears that never had a home click into strangers' dreams, and suddenly they're turning over there. I'm running round
the kitchen with the crimson printed key. It opens every cupboard where I hid old versions of me. A dinosaur, a chess piece, a frame for you to see how all these tiny towers make a life in ABS and fantasy. Woke up, turned the printer on, heated up the bed, watched the numbers climb and hum. Found my shape and pressed begin. Fantastic threads and patience, building what's been living in my head. I read the plans again, slow breath. The room a gentle maze of drying parts. The humming in the corner fades. The final line is laid, and something soft and solid clicks into my heart.
Here we go again. You see, I got this little habit of bringing folks' creations into this world. See, I've been up all night, getting high off the fumes of my 3D printer with its 1-foot cubic room. Now don't get me wrong, I don't break guns. Guns are bad and I love the government. They're my dad, you can trust me, I'm not bad. She's on my back, 'cause she's heard about this magic. She says she's scared, she don't understand. She says, boy, don't let your hobbies put your ass in a jam. I said, baby, you don't get it, this ain't just a fad. Now don't get me wrong, I don't break guns. Guns are bad and I love the government. They're my dad, you can trust me, I'm not bad.
A traveling tech with a laptop bag, roll of filament in a plastic sack, little machine in a student flat. Says you got code, I can print you that. From a wrench to a dragon head, click one key and it all gets fed. Spool spin around like a candy ride as the nozzle draws in a glowing line. Layer by layer, watch it rise. Hey! Building dreams right before my eyes. From a screen to the world I touch. Just a thin, thin line can make so much. Ooh. Ooh. Old shop man with his tools worn down, saw my box hum in his dusty shop ground. Said in my day we would file all night. Now you press go and it fits just right. I said we still sing, we still play, my friend. We just start up where your hands would end. You took apart, gave a little grin. Guess the future's got my craft built in. Layer by layer, watch it rise. Hey! Building dreams right before my eyes. From a screen to the world I touch. Just a thin, thin line can make so much. A cup of coffee on the windowsill, tiny robot on the windowsill, printed frame for a picture torn, plastic gears in a midnight storm. We fix, we fake, we patch, we play, make a missing piece by the end of the day. What was vapor in my head all year? Now it rattles in my hand right here. Ooh. Layer by layer, watch it rise. Hey! Building dreams right before my eyes.
wax clap while the frame stays glued. Tiny threads melt and fuse. Tabs stay post in a neon bruise. Do you wanna print like I do? Watch it grow from a nothing into you. Shave that thought, drag it out of the blue. Do you wanna print like I do? Print like I do. Print like I do. Print like I do. Print like I do. Black bed, red head, XY slide while the Z climbs that pen. Fan spin, tight rim, shimmer on the edge where the wall stay thin. War brim, tune brim, offset live till the corner sit in. Strip back, still hot, peel that pattern from the ticking spot. Start again, shift the shell, twist the infill, bend the hell from your hands to this frame. Burn that blueprint into shade. Click, slide, spill that vice, grid fill, tiny hills, rise, fall, hear that crawl, line by line, you withdraw it all. Click, slide, spill that vice, grid fill, tiny hills, rise, fall, hear that crawl, line by line, you withdraw it all. Hey. Petroleum ghosts in clear coiled veins, a humming altar, blue glare on my face. I feed the beast a thin white thread, cold like scripture lines inside my head. Layer on layer, it rises, it waits, a slow new idol as the hotbed shakes. This is the end of the empty shelf. The plastic cathedral builds itself. I press begin and I'll watch it bend. This is the end. my printed friend. Jawbone of gears, skull made of gears, cities of teeth growing over years. Strange small statues of my quiet fears. A key, a mask, a little new frontier. This is the end of the empty shelf. The plastic cathedral builds itself. I press begin and I'll watch it bend. This is the end. I saw a desert of broken tools, bent nails, split wood, rusted rules, and in the sand a thin black line, uncoiled, alive, it whispered. I remember oil, I remember fire, I remember oceans pulled from wire. Now I climb, now I cool, now I copy your desire. Do you dream of me? Do you dream in grits? Do you dream in dust and filament and tiny ribs? Build small gods on kitchen tables, hands on hips, their gaze is stable. They never blink, they never sleep, they only sing in melting heat. Click, whir, shrine of the square. I make a world from thinning air. Someday the shapes will print themselves, and I'll be the ghost on an empty shelf.